Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
All of our guests today, including Ian Furness, standing by south of the border. That was a song, wasn't it? Pardon me. All of our guests brought to you by by Basant Motors. We're back, and so is the Basant Motors Scholarship. By the way, Waddling Dodge sponsors our poll question. Bigger than ever with $33,000 in scholarships awarded. Learn more at Basant Motors, BASANTmotors.com. I got a lot of sleep on the weekend. I don't know what's going on today.
It's a good thing. Sleep is very important, Donnie.
Mm-hmm. So are cheap hot dogs.
Yeah.
Ian Furness joins us now from KGR Sports Radio and the Kraken Hockey Network in the wake of the Seahawks losing yesterday, Monday Night Football, 42-29 in Detroit. Ian, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Just learned that sleep is important, so I appreciate that. The tip of the day from Rick Dollywall. That's good. Hey, can we start here? Can you tell your listeners to back off? My goodness, man. Like, what is wrong with those people up there, those listeners and viewers in north of the border? I thought Canadians were supposed to be nice. That's what my mom always told me, but boy, you guys, there's some folks up there, little anger issues up there north of the border.
Was this about Tyler Myers by any chance, Ian? I saw some comments directed towards you.
Gosh. Oh, man. I got my Twitter hacked like a year and a half ago. So I went from like a lot of I got like 10% of what I used to have in terms of followers, and I think about 90% of that 10% are people on your show who just listen. By the fact they can't accept that guy's a chump, I don't know what the hell the problem is, but away we go.
And for people who don't know, Ian's mother is Canadian. He spent a lot of time in this country. He loves his hockey, so I'm trying to help you out here, Ian.
I appreciate. I'm one of you, sort of, kind of, right? Come on now. I spent a lot of summers in North Van at the aunt and uncle's house. A lot of summers in Surrey and North Delta. So yeah, come on now. Be nice to me. I love you guys up there.
But Ian, you attack a Canucks player, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Well, listen. I listen to your show. There may be another show on. Is it what do you call them? Rough, whatever those guys are.
Rough and rough.
Like there's a lot of attacking of Canucks players. It's not just me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like we know the Canadian hockey media, fellas. Like, come on, it's not just me. It's attacking Canucks. Wait till like the 0-3-1 start. I mean, it's just like the goaltending situation. Will Demko ever come back? You're fine. Your beloved goaltender coach, the best in the business, is getting turfed by you guys. Like, go after somebody else. Go after Rutherford or something. Why me?
Well, in our previous segment, we were talking about concession prices at Rogers Arena and at BC Place. What's the general opinion of concession prices in Seattle at sporting events?
Well, for us at the Kraken, they're perfectly priced, so we'll move on from them. Let's go with the.
Very, very corporate.
I mean, thank you very much. Protect the brand. No, I think concession prices are high at most places. Were you based it on the Utah thing where they're charging next to nothing, which is just awesome, right? I mean, it is. First of all, good for them. Great. I think it's a great business move. I think you do that. I think prices, no matter what it is, right? A house, food, whatever. It's based on. I mean, you guys have the same stuff as us, right? Supply and demand, basic econ 101. So, in Salt Lake, and I worked there I did hockey play-by-play there for 6 years and some sports talk radio down there. And
really,
I was the voice of the Utah Grizzlies back in the day. So when we were back in the AHL, IHL days. Before they went to the jungle. So, yeah, I was down there for a long time. In fact, we were there when they opened the building for the Olympics, 2002. I think it's a good hockey market, but it's still a new hockey market. I don't think you have as many, say, fans that grew up with it.
Yep.
Like we did here in Seattle with, CBC and stuff north. I mean, right, kind of accessible. The junior programs have been here since the 70s, the totems before that. So there's a little bit more of a newness to hockey down in Salt Lake. So they're doing what they can, right, to get people in. The building's awful for hockey. It's just awful until they figure that thing out, the Delta Center. So I'm surprised they aren't playing at the hockey venue. It's smaller, but at least it's hockey. And it's not as small as, say, Arizona. It's like 11,000 seats. So, yeah, I love what they're doing. I wish more teams would do that. Some teams will tell you they do like the Mariners do like a happy hour thing or something. But, I mean, it's still overpriced. It just is. But labor and everything else, what do you do? If you're going there to eat and drink, then that's on you. That's kind of a you problem, right? Like you can pre-funk. There's enough places around your rink up there anyway, aren't there?
Yeah. There's a Costco across the street. $1 hot dogs there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should try it.
Get $1 hot dog, slice of pizza, and away you go. Put a little flask in the chest, and you're good to go.
Yeah. This segment brought to you by 1970.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what the prices are like in Detroit at Ford Field, but 42-19, the Seahawks lose to the Lions. Was that a matter of too many injuries on defense, Ian?
Yeah, I think so, Donnie. I watched with great interest. It's the second road game I haven't covered in 16 years, and we've been in Detroit each of the last. This would have been the third year in a row. It's such a great atmosphere. It's a great venue. It's a really good home field advantage. So you've got to have everything going your way, and they just didn't. When you take off the defensive line and that front, what they did. Leonard Williams, Boye Mafe, Byron Murphy, who's just been a great season as a rookie so far. Chenna Nwosu not playing. It's just, honestly, guys, it's just too much. It's just, at some point, you can't survive that. And, Gino and the offense did everything they could. I thought there was some really interesting calls or non-calls by the officials. The Lockett pass interference. If you call that, I mean, that's a call that maybe gets made 50% of the time. And they called it then. That's fine. If it's a penalty, I kind of think that the guy was jamming him as well. So to me, you just kind of let it go because they both kind of came together. But that's fine. That play, no penalty on DK getting taken down in the end zone would have been first and goal to 1. So those two things, they needed those to go their way to have a chance. And frankly, even if it did happen their way, could they stop Detroit? Well, they had proven they couldn't. So it would have been an uphill climb. And I thought going into the game it was an uphill climb. I thought Seattle showed well for itself. I really do. No moral victories in pro sports, especially in the NFL. I think yesterday could be an exception. I thought they showed really well for themselves. I thought they looked good. The offensive line was a little bit better. Aiden Hutchinson had some pressures, but he didn't have a sack. So I think there's some good things to build upon. And, if you looked at the schedule and said they're going to have one loss after 4 games, it's probably going to be in Detroit, and that's what it was.
Ian, I got to ask you about the Mariners. The owner came out and said the payroll is going up, but are we talking about when it comes to free agency going up? What's going on there?
Well, Ricky, let me just correct a little bit. I don't know how your owner is down up in Vancouver. If he's like up in the open, is he doing media availability, things like
no,
that? No. Okay, yeah. So like John Stanton, who's maybe we're not really even sure here who the majority owner is. We think it's Stanton. He's kind of the face. Chris Larson is the other guy that has the biggest piece. The problem with those guys is there's no accountability. So when they leak that we're going to do this with the payroll or what have you, but there's no actual quotes. They refused to do an end of the year press conference. They did like a haphazard one on Saturday afternoon when they knew nobody was there except for a couple people. And so there's like, it's probably the least accountable franchise that I've ever been around in my life. Paul Allen didn't talk a lot, the late Paul G. Allen. But you know what? When you hire Mike Holmgren and you hire Pete Carroll and you go to and win Super Bowls, you get a pass. Okay. These guys don't get a pass. They've never been to the World Series. And the whole thing, Ricky, when he says, we're going to leaks to the paper without a quote and without any specifics that they're going to increase payroll. Well, baseball's payroll increases anyway every year because you have guys that are arbitration eligible that will win. You always win in baseball arbitration. So there's guys that Rosarena's going up, Gilbert's going up, Cal Raleigh's going up. Those guys are going up automatically. They're going to take Polanco off the payroll. So there's minus $15 million. And, so it probably evens out a little bit. And when they say increased payroll, the way this organization works, maybe they'll increase it by $1 American dollar, which would be, 3 toonies or loonies. What would they be? Loonies. Yeah. Loonies.
Or both. We got to let you, go.
A double at Tim Hortons. Yeah. Double at Tim Hortons. That's what they're going to increase it by. So.
We got to let you go. The Canucks are making some news right now, so we got to let you go early here, Ian.
Tyler Myers.
To Seattle.
He's going to Abbotsford. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We'll take him in Seattle.
Yeah. Stay tuned for this, Ian. Appreciate it, my friend.
See you, boys. Bye-bye.
Okay.